Welcome to the 4. Sponsored by ZX. I am your host. This round robin group commences with Kronovi vs Eekso, best of 5. Let us begin.
It's game 1, Kronovi versus Eekso. NA meets EU in 1v1 yet again. Of course, Eekso coming in with lots of 1v1 experience in the past year. Kronovi, the veteran, but he's got his work cut out for him today against a player like Eekso, and it's going to be a goal 1 for Eekso. Probably the easiest goal that he's going to score all day. Probably the most simple goal that he's going to score all day. Not one known for keeping things simple is Eekso. Sometimes his own undoing if he can get a bit too carried away, but if he stays grounded like we just saw in the first goal, it's definitely going to be causing Kronovi some problems. Kronovi has to find a way to break Eekso out of his stride so he can really just run away with a match. Run rings around just about anybody in the 1v1 arena. That's not half a bad shot. Eekso with a rebound, and it will go in. Kronovi prioritizing the boost in the corner. Did not think that Eekso would continue going for this with such a low boost, but that was all Eekso had planned. I mean, it was such a lined up shot. There was no reason not to go for it. Actually might be 3-0 Eekso unless he can get on the wrong side of this. Looks like he will. Kronovi going to step over, and now he's going to grab boost in the back corner. Kronovi thinking about a ball carry here. He's going to drop out of it into a flick, but Eekso's all over that. Kronovi does want to cross over onto Eekso's weak side. He'll have to do it a bit faster than that because that was just a bit too slow. Oh, what a shot by Eekso! How did he get this one in? It's Kronovi beat into the ball at the midfield line. Surely didn't expect Eekso to get a second touch on that. He's actually dribbled the ball forward before sending it back into the net. And that's a strong start for Eekso in this series. And Kronovi find a way to get back. That's a good dodge to take control on the kickoff, but the shot looks to be slightly wide right of the net. That's unfortunate, but great demo and power slide by Kronovi. Opens up the net, and he does finally get on the score sheet. Good stuff by Kro. Eekso letting his guard down just for a few seconds there. That's all it took for Kronovi to find the opening. Not much experience, I'm sure, playing against each other. In fact, I don't think that they have played against each other before this series. Kronovi with plenty experience against European players back in the day. In the 1v1 arena, of course. So not so much experience against North American players. Very focused on the EU 1v1s at the moment. Really looking for more aggression there. He's got one goal with a bump. He goes for another one, but Eekso's getting some revenge by the looks of things, and this time he will score another dish, and it's 4-1. Kronovi did not see Eekso swerving into him violently there. At least not in time. I think I saw a reaction just as he was about to get demolished, but it was all too late by then. Into the air goes Eekso. Kronovi does not have 100 boost, but he's got to stick a foot in, and he does well. Now he is completely boost starved. Thinking about wave dashing underneath this ball, but Eekso on the prowl. It's going to keep Kronovi guessing. Oh, that's an accidental double jump by Kro. I think he's just given away his 5th goal. And Eekso is going to take that gladly. And it looked like Kronovi was thinking about dodging into Eekso there, but double jumped by accident. Sent himself flying away. It also looks like Eekso saw the initial plan coming and was not going to fall for it. Kronovi's going to have to be a bit more sneaky if he's going to score more bump goals. Tries to slow play, and it is a great one by Kro. Cut and a backflip pop to send it over the top of Eekso at close range. That's more like it from Kronovi. Great change up, 2 times switching the direction of the ball. Eekso was close, but not close enough to making the save. The one silver lining besides that good goal that Kronovi's got is that he's doing pretty well on the face-offs. He's holding his own in that regard. That is very important in 1v1, of course. As Kronovi puts in a 3rd goal. Still plenty time left in game 1. And it's looking a lot better for Kro. He took a while to warm up to this one, but now he's elevated his gameplay. Can he close the gap? So with a strong kickoff, it's going to make that all the more difficult. Doesn't quite roll on target. Kronovi thinks about an in-and-out save, but he's got the boost to turn around and save it conventionally. Lands first, wave dash into position. Eekso still not there, and it's going to be a goal for Kro. 4 goals. Only trailing by 1 now. Eekso is just a bit too slow in the recovery. He couldn't get in range of Kronovi to bump him or block the shot. Now we really have an interesting final 2 minutes on our hands. Kronovi bumped into the boost by Eekso. It's not what Eekso wanted. Looks like Kro might have just given the ball right back to his opponent. Looking to turn early again. Passes it to himself off the sidewall. Eekso knows that Kronovi's likely to want to switch sides again. And this time he will shut it down and score. Great challenge by Eekso. He could see that Kronovi was trying to get on his back wheel again, just like he did for the second goal. Cut one way, then pop it the other way, but this time Eekso's challenge came before the second turn for Kronovi. Kro's got to be quick if he's going to dribble Eekso in midfield play. So landing sideways on the ceiling, and he almost gets the rebound. Kronovi still trailing by 2. Another early challenge by Eekso. Thwarts another Kronovi offensive play. So dribbles it back into his own half. He's trying to bait Kronovi forward. There, it has been successful, but was that a good idea, as Kronovi looks to be pretty okay about this, and he's going to score a 5th goal for himself. And I don't think Eekso was expecting this exchange to look quite like this when it started. It looked like he was the one in control, but Kronovi's just rushed to challenge himself, taking the ball right off it. 1 goal in it. Eekso, first up in the play in the face-off. Tries the pinch shot, but it does not work, and now he's giving away possession to Kronovi again. Can Kro make it work? He's just going to swipe a long shot. It almost works out. Eekso deflects it into the crossbar. Kronovi, high, tries to come in for the bump, but Eekso's coming with an in-and-out save of his own, and that is a great shot. Kronovi can't keep it out. What a shot by Eekso. Not just saving Kronovi's offensive play, but striking across the field. Kronovi could not quite get there. I think even if he did, Eekso looked to be in the area. Send it back over the line. Kronovi hard stuck. He can't quite close the goal gap. It's been a 1 and then 2 again, then 1. Now he's back to 2. Let's see if he can find that extra goal that's been eluding him for quite some time now. Doesn't have too much time left to find it with. Bounce dribble it is for Kronovi. Catches it into a flick. Crossbar this time will help Eekso keep his goal safe for the time being. It's a good recovery by Kro. Half volley, lacking a lot of pace, so and that might be what Eekso needed. Searches for an 8th goal across the field. Flip reset on the ceiling. There's a shot, saved by Kronovi, but it might just be too late. Does he have time to score 2 goals? I don't know if he does. He's got to hurry up. He's got maybe a good chance for 1, and he will get one with a mind game. But in doing so, he's let the clock hit 0. That confirms a Game 1 win for Eekso. A strong start for Eekso gave him the foundation to build a win in the first match of this series. Let's see if he can replicate as we start Game 2 here. Kronovi could really use a win in this one. Eekso is not going to be easy to beat 3 times in a row. A long shot for Eekso opens the scoring. Kronovi getting a bit too close. And you know, Eekso's mostly scoring goals from close range with dribbles, with flicks, with mind games, but of course he knows how to hit a long shot, and if you leave the net open, he will gladly do so. Kronovi with the first play after the next kickoff. Looks to the top left corner. Eekso saves it. And I think Kronovi was hoping to surprise Eekso with the first few games here. His game plan certainly not to go behind in this series, as he knows Eekso's comeback potential is fairly strong. He's no stranger to Game 5s. Kronovi's also no stranger to Game 5s, formerly playing for G2, of course. But there's no teammates to help him today. He's all by himself against one of the best 1v1 players in the world. And he trails by 2. Unless he can get his game together here. He'll trail by 2 games in the series as well. Eekso takes to the air. Sees Kronovi jump and just decides to get an extra touch or 2 and puts it over his head. And it's the adaptability of Eekso that makes him so difficult to play against. When he saw Kronovi jumping here, he just keeps boosting and twisting into the ball to lift it over him. I'm sure if Kronovi doesn't jump, flip resets, rebounds, mind games, dunks, all these things are still on the table for Eekso. This little tag onto Eekso there by Kro. He's going to scare him away from the boost steal as well. Tries to switch up onto the left side. Get Eekso out of position, but Eekso's easily going to save flicks of that caliber. It's a floor pinch for Eekso. Kronovi with a good chance. It's a high shot. Eekso looks to be a bit out of position here. Can Kronovi get a goal? Yes, he can with him. Really interesting mind game. Nice shot, says Eekso. This isn't something you see too often. Kronovi backwards, and he slows down just to let Eekso jump out of the way of the ball. He was trying to get a flying save. That's really creative stuff by Kronovi, realizing that he had a bit of time to drive into that position. In reverse, no less. It's the exact same scoreline deficit that we saw last game. Oh wow, Kronovi actually gets this boost. That's not what Eekso was hoping to get from the bump in that play. Kronovi just trying to get the ball past Eekso. We're worried about scoring after Eekso's completely out of boost or out of position. It looks like neither of those things are happening just yet. Eekso, the 100 boost stolen in the far corner. Tries a rebound of his own. Kronovi can't punish the missed rebound. It's actually Eekso who's getting bumps onto Kro. That's 4-1. Eekso bumps Kronovi one way and then even caught him in the landing. Waited that little bit extra just to make sure that Kronovi wasn't going to be interfering with the play at all. It's a 3-goal gap. Kronovi should be able to make it 2 with a strong kickoff. Yes, he will. Good power shot to keep the game a little bit closer. Very similar to game 1 here. Kronovi staying in touch but not in control by any means. It is Eekso who was the favourite going into this, looking like he's going to deliver. High pop for Eekso. Kronovi gets a piece of it, but Eekso's already recovered. This is what makes Eekso so dangerous in the air. His recovery's almost always fluid and instantaneous. Kronovi flicks high, but slowly, and Eekso will keep that one out. Power slide turns are still looking very clean for Kronovi, even on this spot without any effort. That could be causing problems. In fact, it does. Eekso needs to give a bit more respect to Kro's turning ability, because that's a great turn on the wall here by Kro. Had to power slide even though he's on the wall just to get round quick enough and sharp enough to beat Eekso to that ball. If he can keep that up, I'm sure he's going to get more opportunities, because it's hard to read just how fast he could turn into position in spots just like that. Eekso thinking about going off the wall, decides to do so, and will he regret that, because he's tried to do something just a little bit too fancy and it has not worked out. 3-goal lead for Eekso has been eliminated. That's the first time that Kronovi has come back since going behind in game 1. Can he build anything on that? The first kickoff doesn't go too well for him. In fact, it's just about as bad as it could be. Luckily for him, Eekso couldn't get on the right side of the ball. Kronovi will get a chance to attack. So super aggressive positioning. Almost getting a goal by just bumping Kronovi out of the way. Kronovi looking for Eekso on the back wall. Eekso stands safely on the ground. And more mind games for Eekso. He's dodged into the boost. Kronovi's got to be careful. If he lets his guard down for a split second, he'll be demoed out of the play. It's another ceiling shot. Flip reset intact for Eekso. Saved by Kronovi. The backflip flicks mid-air for Eekso. Not working. That's the second time he's tried that this game, and neither shot worked. Kronovi takes the first lead that he's had all series as he goes 5-4 up in game 2. Strong kickoff for Eekso is going to give him a chance to equalize. Kronovi does have a 100 boost to the back post. There's actually no dodge on the shot from Eekso. Kronovi has an open net, which he will not miss. And now he leads by 2 goals. Eekso just motionless in Kronovi's goal. He can't be too happy with how he's played out the last 2 minutes of this game. Kronovi on a 5-goal streak at the moment. And he's had some pretty good defense so far this series. So looking like the favorite to tie up the series as we go into game 3. So flip reset and a mind game and a rebound. And Kronovi doesn't have much to say about that one. It's a really early flip reset attempt on the ball by Eekso, but he didn't rush himself. Had he rushed it, Kronovi may have been able to get a block on what he was trying to do, but Kro overestimated how fast Eekso was intending to play that one out. And now he's only got a 1-goal lead. Eekso thought about leaving that net open, wisely turned to clear the ball first before looking for the 100 boost in the corner. Kronovi's still in control as we get into the very final minutes of the match. Very final minute, 30 seconds left. And what a flick by Kro. He's managed to cross over Eekso twice in one play. And although it's a great recovery by Eekso, he kind of expected Kro to flick this so high and so quickly. And it's right back to a 2-goal gap. Can Eekso come back against Kronovi, who looks to be a completely changed player from the one who was struggling at the start of the game? Takes another ball under control. Now he's looking for an air dribble dunk, and he gets it. Kronovi always finds a way with the air dribble dunks. Eekso favouring the air dribble bumps himself usually, but Kro showing you don't have to play aggro. You can just sit behind the ball and block all angles of saving it. 3-goal game now. Surely Kronovi tying up the series here. Eekso with a mind game of his own is actually going to get one back. And it's a really interesting one. He's sold this one to Kronovi so well. Air rolling all the way upside down. That's got to have made Kronovi think that that was fully intended to be a flick, but it was a mind game all along. Eekso, the fighting chance here, 2 goals in it. Kronovi and Eekso both hiding behind the ball in the face-off, and Eekso's going to profit from this, but Kronovi, ball chase, should be able to get the job done, and that'll do it. Long shot by Kro, saved by Eekso, but still enough to confirm the win in Game 2.
After 2 games, Kronovi and Eekso are inseparable. Just like I would be from a brand new ZDAX PC. Get 5% off yours with discount code JOHNNYBOY, shipped worldwide. Now back to the match.
Game 3. Kronovi is able to equalize in the series in the last one. It's got to cause a little bit of concern for Eekso, who goes into this one as a favorite, and he knows that fact. Now, he's right back into control at the start of the game. Same thing has happened in Game 1 and Game 2. That's a really interesting shot selection for Eekso. He's decided to fly up into the ceiling after getting the initial pop over Kronovi mid-air. Kronovi wave dash on the landing. It was a 360 into it as well. Probably the 2 most elaborate opening shots you're going to see in a 1v1 for quite some time. Kronovi and Eekso not holding anything back here. Kronovi takes the boost away from Eekso's corner. He's playing a pretty dangerous line though. He couldn't see Eekso at all in this play. And Eekso comes from the blind spot with the punish. Kronovi's got to be a bit more careful in that. He was leaving himself vulnerable to being demoed as well as leaving the ball vulnerable to being challenged. The mind game attempted, this time Kronovi. He's forced to just wave dash a landing after Eekso takes the ball off to the side. He's just gone for a flip reset bump. No way! Eekso sets the ball on target, lands the flip reset, and then dodges into Kronovi instead of making a play on the ball. That's one of the most creative pop bumps, air dribble bumps, whatever you want to call them, that I've seen. I don't think I've ever seen a flip reset integrated into this play. And of course, it would be Eekso to come up with that terrifying air dribble bumper, even on his worst day. Today it doesn't look like it's going to be his worst day with plays like that. Knocks the ball clear of Kronovi again. He's using his dodge, or second jump rather, for faster recovery there was Eekso. Kronovi on the hunt for 100 boost, but I don't know if Eekso's going to let him grab it. In fact, he's forced to. But Eekso's going to score while Kronovi's grabbing that 100 boost. And although it was almost a great recovery by Kronovi here, half flipping into position and then trying to boost into the ball, Eekso's just too quick and he makes it 3-0. And I believe that's the third game in a row that Eekso has started off leading 3-0. Is he going to make it 4? It's just a direct goal on the kickoff. And now we do deviate. Kronovi not able to respond. Low and a little bit off to the left on that one. Easily done for Eekso to make it 4-0. Kronovi looks like he's in a bit of trouble here. He wasn't able to come back in game 1 when he fell behind like this, but game 2 he was. Those are 3-goal games at the most. Now we're up 4. It's his new territory. Of course, he's going to get lots of chances to score, or likely to, and he will score with the first one he gets. Perfect placement on the shot by Kronovi. Eekso is hesitating a little bit. Kronovi did not. He just swipes right in, and it's gone bar down. Top corner as well. Kronovi back within 3. Fair hesitation for Eekso. Thought he could make it back to his goal before Kronovi would put the shots on target, but that was not the case. Good dodge by Kro. He's taking the boost in his own back corner. Eekso is going to be fine on the boost front, but Kronovi certainly wouldn't be if he let Eekso seal that. There's almost an opening there for Kro. Looks like there is one now for Eekso. Kronovi's getting tripped up, but oh my goodness, somehow he saved this. How did Kronovi keep that ball out of the net? What a save, says Eekso, and he's not wrong. And now Kronovi's the one threatening at the other end, looking for a mind game goal. Eekso with a couple of saves of his own. It's just goalkeeping at either end of the field. Kronovi early flick. Eekso fake challenge, gets the ball to safety. And another good save by Eekso. Kronovi trying anything and everything to get this ball into the net. But no matter what he does, Eekso seems to have an answer. Kronovi popping the ball just to buy some time. Very interesting pinch shot set up there by Eekso. He's tripped up in the goalpost here, and that's going to concede possession. Kronovi's still on the hunt. That half volley looked to be on target. The demo is very much on target. Kronovi once again starting to make a comeback after trailing early in a match. He can only find a way to play like he does in the 3rd minute, in the 1st minute of a match. He'd be faring a lot better here. Even now though, not doing too badly. Eekso, 25 boost on the face-off. Wave dashes the ball top corner, but somehow Kronovi saved this as well. What's going on? Was that a pull shot saved by Eekso? I can't even tell what happened there. This was outrageous that Kronovi's not conceded. I think that's the 2nd time this game that he's had a really world-class save on a difficult shot to stop. This is good ball chasing by Kronovi. He's giving himself a chance to stay with the play, but has he gone a bit too far? It looks like he has. He got in range of the ball, but when he got there, he didn't really know what to do with it. Next time he'll probably want to have a better plan of what to do when he gets to the ball, because that was well done to realize that he could close the distance. Maybe not the safest execution. Another pinch shot, this one wide of the goal. It looks like Kronovi would have been there to stop it either way. Kronovi thinking about an air dribble. He's going to have to go back down though, because that shot is not on target with the first touch. So going to make this 6-2. Kronovi needs a better takeoff here if he's going to start a threatening air dribble. That was just too far off to the left. And Eekso closes the distance fairly easily. It's a 4-goal game once again. Kronovi misses his touch as he dodges into position. Eekso accidentally mind games him. I don't know if that was something he was planning to do. It looks like he was just trying to fake it and then make another play on the ball afterwards. Didn't really think that Kronovi would dodge past it. Long shot by Kro. Eekso is going to take off for this one. Does not make contact, but Eekso stays in the back wall. Kronovi's going to keep this one low just to get it away from him. Great placement by Kronovi. He sees Eekso on the back wall and thinks, well, there's no way I'm going to hit it anywhere near that guy. Let's just keep this one as low as possible. 3-goal game, 25 seconds left. Eekso can hang on here. He'll be moving 2-1 up in the series. Double match point, but Kronovi is trying to make this comeback happen. He's got to score with his next touch or it ain't possible. Eekso's clear. He's making it a whole lot more difficult. More time wasted by Eekso into the final few seconds here. It looks like Kronovi's efforts are not going to be successful. The ball does reach the ground on 0 seconds. Eekso will move up 2-1 in the series. Maybe the last chance for Kronovi. He's definitely on his last life. Eekso leads 2-1. Kronovi's got to find a better start. Every single game so far, he's been trailing by at least 3 goals before he puts one into Eekso's net. That's just not something you can afford to do against Eekso every game of a series and expect to win. A good start would be very interesting to see. That is a good start. Kronovi has the open net. He's snuck in a demo and he plays it just about right. Another mind game goal. Kronovi lets Eekso respawn, lets him think that he's going to get a diving save, and then walks it into the net. Great decision making by Kro. It may have been a save on Eekso's part if Kronovi had tried to rush this ball in. It wasn't the easiest angle to squeeze the ball in from. And of course Kronovi really doesn't want to have an embarrassing miss where he just hits the post from that range. Best start for Kro in this entire series. Eekso threatening a demo. Still so, but Kronovi's boosted away from it. Doesn't have much boost left, and that is not going to help him as he flies off the back wall. Eekso senses weakness, and he is quick to punish. Kronovi being a little bit out of position. Perfect timing on the challenge by Eekso. He realizes that Kronovi's going for the mind game, and he makes sure to hit the ball right as Kronovi is landing, because while Kronovi's landing, he can't jump again. The suspension of his car is fully compressed, and just for that brief moment, Eekso can hit the ball past him uncontested. Half volley by Kro. Does go straight past Eekso down the middle, and he retakes the lead. Eekso gave Kro a lot of space in this play. I bet he regrets that now because Kronovi's crossed him over really well. It was close to getting a save on it, was Eekso. Not close enough. Kronovi still the best opening minute that we've seen from him all series long. More wave dash plays by Eekso. Kronovi gets in the way of this one pretty easily. It looks like Eekso's taking his time to recover, but he will be back. Time to get a save. Another pinch shot for Eekso goes long, and this time into the crossbar. He's been threatening these, which is keeping Kronovi honest, if nothing else. Kronovi not really able to move up on any of Eekso's possession plays in his back corner. So he's got to be constantly thinking of that bump attempt, or that pinch attempt. Look at this from Eekso. He's taking a leaf out of Kronovi's book, and he's going to dunk it in off the back of an air dribble himself. Had to fly back to get the ball. It's almost like he forgot it, and then he went back and took it with him the second time. And Kronovi, expecting more of a powerful hit, might have got a bit ahead of himself in the net, and it's all tied up. Kronovi right back in front there with a kickoff goal. It's 3-2. 3 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Plenty of time for this game to develop. But I'm impressed with what I'm seeing from Kronovi so far in the 4th game. This is what we need to see from him if he's going to make this 5-game series, and indeed if he's going to win this series against Eekso. Just under 3 minutes remaining now. Kronovi stays on the ball. Needs that extra touch or 2 just to make sure that Eekso doesn't shoot while Kro's on 0 boost. He might still have to concede a shot on a 0 boost play, and he does, and Eekso makes it look pretty easy in the end. And after he was able to get this much space, it was always going to be a difficult one for Kronovi to stop. Consistent for Eekso though. And it's a tie game as we approach halftime. The Kickoffs really are going back and forth here. Kronovi gets another one in his favor, but Eekso's staying with it. He's not giving Kronovi this possession for free. In fact, he forces Kronovi to give him the ball, but Eekso missed the boost in the back corner. That's going to allow Kronovi to stay with this play. Eekso trying to sneak in a demo, but Kro sees him coming, stays out of harm's way. And he's got Eekso in his sights now. Into the air he goes. Surely has to be a bump on this play. No, just a standard air dribble. Eekso does get a save, but Kronovi's come out of the back corner with 100 boost and looks for the floor pinch. Lands it, but it's not too powerful. Eekso's got the save. Still creative though for Kronovi. He's peppering Eekso's net with shots rather. Eekso saved them all. And now he's coming at Kro, trying to land the bump. Kronovi avoids him and gets the save. The ball's hardly moving. It's just because Kronovi had to dive so much into this one. Oh, the double mind game by Eekso. And the slow roll. And after that goal line save for Kronovi, we see the other end of the spectrum. Eekso fakes a shot. Kronovi backflips to reposition, but he's panicked and double jumped on the challenge. Ball goes under him, and Eekso's probably having a good old giggle to himself about that one. Not often you see a double fake work at this level. But Eekso set it up perfectly. He really did his best to sell it to Kronovi as well. That might be a goal for Kro though. Indeed it will. Eekso again failing with the backflip flick. He's tried this I think 3 times this series, and every time he's done it, he's not just missed it, but he's conceded as a result of missing it. It's taking him significantly out of position when he lands from these. Kronovi, no dodge yet, but he will get one from the flip reset. Decides not to use it as his car wasn't properly aligned. Eekso air dribbling on the spot. Kronovi a bit out of position, but he recovers well with a half flip, and now Eekso's the one who's surprised by Kronovi, and Kronovi will get a goal in a bizarre exchange at the edge of Eekso's box. Eekso surely just expected Kronovi to leave at some point here. He's looking around thinking surely he's still here and he's still flipping. 1:05 left, and Kronovi is on the hunt for a game 5, and that kickoff is going to make it even more likely. 1:01 left in the game, and it's 2 goals in it. Kronovi doing what I don't think many people thought was possible. Let's make this a close series against Eekso, who's been crushing it lately. Top of the leaderboard. Show matches being dominated. And there we do see an Eekso goal. And the ball was already past Kronovi before Eekso got the celebratory demo. Flick was just too good. Right behind Kro. 1 goal in it, 53 seconds left. Eekso could really use a kickoff win right now, but he's not going to get one. Kronovi collects the boost in the back corner. He should be able to take the ball under control as well. That's some really speedy play by Kro. What a recovery! Eekso fakes a challenge. Kronovi sees it coming, pops the ball once into the wall, recovers instantaneously, and fires on net. That's almost an uncounterable move there by Kro. Eekso, with a fake challenge, must have thought that he'd had a successful play, as Kronovi did flick the ball to the side. But before Eekso could do anything, before he could put in another challenge or get back to goal, Kronovi fired on net from distance. Shows you the power of dodging onto the wall. You don't have to even complete that full rotation before you land. And now Kronovi is only 22 seconds away from winning this game. Demo on the back wall by Eekso. He's got a wide open net and he will score. Kronovi caught out of position dangerously on the back wall. Not checking to see where Eekso was. Can he hold on now? He's got 16 seconds left in this game. Cheeky kickoff by Kro. Doesn't look like it's going to work though, as Eekso gets the boost. Now he's got the countdown timer remaining to score a goal. He tries a pretty direct shot, but his lineup's so straight. Kronovi saves it fairly easily. Now we're into 0 second time. Can Eekso keep it up? It doesn't look like he can. And there we have it. Kronovi beats Eekso and sends us to game 5. So neither of these players are strangers to game 5. But this is going to be interesting. Any other day I'd say that Eekso in game 5 surely got to have the advantage, but Kronovi just won game 4 in style. So he's got to be feeling good about himself. But he's not going to be feeling good about how this game started. That's a little bit hesitant by Kro. He's popped it way too high against a boost boosted up Eekso. He's definitely not shy of a challenge. Eekso cuts in field, no ceiling plays this time. Early shot to the top of Kronovi's goal. It's not the best landing by Kro, couldn't do much about it, but his wheels have landed half in, half outside the goal. Still the wave dash into position for the shot. And it's turned into more of a pass towards Eekso, and Eekso's bump is going to confirm the second goal. Kronovi's in trouble again at the start of a game. He tries to shoot quickly after a wave dash, and ends up going more underneath the ball and through it. Still though, if Kronovi can come back in other games, I'm sure he believes he can come back in this one. But he has to sort out this defense. So far it hasn't been all too good in this game. Well, that's a lot better. Eekso spiraling underneath the ball for the recatch. Manages to run into a brick wall that is Kronovi. Good timing on the challenge by Kronovi. Exact same thing as we talked about with Eekso earlier in this series. Waiting for his opponent to land. Right as the landing comes in, that's when he makes his challenge, but not too high of a challenge. If you go too high, leave yourself vulnerable to floor pinches, but Kronovi is pretty solid there. And Eekso's in a very awkward spot, but his aerial recoveries are just as good as ever, and how about that for a 50-50? Eekso back in front by 2, and just when you think he's messed up, just when you think he's out of position, he flies back down and puts it into your net. That's outrageous by Eekso. Just perfect timing on the landing. Solidly behind the ball. I think he left much of a window there for Kronovi to exploit. Kronovi's going to try and dribble the ball back into his own half. Again, he has to be careful of these demos though. And Eekso's dish as well off the back wall, threatening the second that Kronovi gives him space to set it up. So it's still getting extra touches on this ball, but this one does not turn out to be a good idea. Kronovi accepts the pass gladly, and now he'll shoot long into Eekso's net. He's trying to wave dash into position. Looks like he messed up his landing. Otherwise, he may have had a chance to knock that into his own crossbar. Kronovi back within a single goal. He's setting up another early shot after a kickoff. Eekso really waiting a long time for this one to land. Kronovi's rebound wide of net across the goal. Eekso trying to get a double touch here. Doesn't actually need it. It's just dipped underneath the crossbar, and Kronovi didn't have enough boost on the recovery. He's trying to get these small pads on his way back, but looks like he's just taken off in the wrong direction. Didn't realize how many touches Eekso was going to get there. It was a spectacular shot. So still, the only player to have had a lead in this last game and continues to threaten these pinch shots. None of them have gone in, but every time he's doing it, Kronovi's having to run back and give him so much space. Eekso can easily defend with 100 boosts. He can put in these challenges in the midfield before Kronovi's too close. Eekso gets back into the air. He's quite a few aerial goals already, which is maybe a surprise to those of you who are more fans of 3v3 in Rocket League. You'd think that Kronovi would be the favorite in the aerial battles, but Eekso's just so good with his aerial car control. Just one of the best mechanical players in the game at the moment. Kronovi's got his work cut out for him, trying to beat him to the ball. Any area of the field. Half the game to go. High shot by Kronovi. Eekso catches it on the back wall. And he's right back into action on the ground, looking for demos, looking for openings. Kronovi manages to stay alive this time. It's a constant battle of trying to avoid these little bumps and demos that Eekso weaves into his play almost effortlessly. Now Eekso's got Kronovi on the back foot, threatening a hook shot. Kro steps in. He does put in a solid challenge. It's really smart of Kronovi to challenge there. If he waits any longer, then Eekso can just pop the ball over to him with a shot, but challenging as early as he did, really removed that option from Eekso's list. But this really didn't leave Eekso in too difficult a spot. He's got so much space on the left-hand side of the field, and Kronovi's gone off to the right instead of straight back down the middle towards his goal, where the real danger was. And now Kronovi needs another miracle. He's down 3 goals with a minute and 40 seconds left. Eekso's had the vast majority of the control in this game 5. Kronovi does have at least one chance here. He's hiding behind the ball. Eekso looking for a 50-50 there, only got a single shot, and look, the pinch shots are just getting better. This one goes in off the crossbar. And you just felt like it was coming. Eekso smashes one right down the middle. One absolutely gorgeous strike by the Englishman. And Kronovi's down by 4. Perhaps conceding the best goal that we've seen all game. Certainly one of the best goals we've seen all series. As he goes down even further. But Eekso's on fire now. He's just going to wave dash pop a 7th goal in. And this is the Eekso that sends fear through every single one of his opponents. Once he gets into the zone, it just seems like there's no stopping him. Unless he decides to stop himself. Eekso with the flip cancel save on a kickoff goal opportunity for Kronovi. We're just not getting anything right now. He's got 36 boost. He needs a goal right here, and he's not going to get one. So so confident, you can just know he's going to challenge as early as possible on every single play. And of course he reads those. 8-2. Eekso puts in another stunning shot. Ball bounces diagonally down off the back wall. That's no problem for Eekso. He can read that without any difficulty. With 52 seconds left, Kronovi might just have to hang up his hat and say, well played, Eekso. Best of luck in the rest of the league. I hope that he can try and pick up a win against somebody else. He's got his 3rd goal with 40 seconds left in the match. So maybe there is an outside chance if Eekso starts styling a bit too hard, but Kronovi needs dominant kickoffs from this point onwards, or it's just going to be game over. And looks like Eekso's going to win the first one after the reset. Wants the floor pinch. He's not happy with just a wall pinch. He wants the floor pinch as well. He's trying to put in one more montage goal against Kronovi to finish this one off. It doesn't look like Kro wants that to happen though. Understandably so. But this game was just brilliance from Eekso. Kronovi didn't even play too badly. Let himself go behind by a couple goals early on, much like he did in games 1, 2 and 3. But after seeing the goals and the quality that Eekso's been able to come up with, I'm sure he's not going to feel too disappointed. GG's. Eekso takes down Kronovi 3-2.
Eekso locks in the first win and takes the lead for the time being. Come back tomorrow to see who will join him at the top. Thanks once again to ZX for sponsoring this tournament. Be sure to check them out to get your own custom-built PC with a lifetime service warranty. Thank you all for watching. I am your host, Brian.